Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is Dr. Athar Mansoor from Tracks. For today's video, I have invited Daniyal Zahid into my show. And this video is a very special video from the perspective of those who are aspiring to study in the United States of America and specifically on scholarship. And Daniyal is the most suitable person for this video because he himself has pursued a Master of Public Policy degree at Texas A&M University and specifically at the Bush School. Daniyal, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir, for having me.
Okay, Daniyal, so I will begin with a very basic question. Why did you choose the United States of America as your preferred educational destination?
Sir, very interesting question. I've been asked this a lot. And my reason has been very simple. America, for me, is a land of opportunities. When I was looking into different universities, be it Europe, be it Asia, I found US to be the most diverse. The academic syllabus was probably the most, I would say, tough. And overall, I felt that the quality of life and the quality of, interaction with others played a very important role. So for me, the US was always the preferred choice. And I hope after my 2 years experience, that experiment proved very right.
All right. So this means that you had a marvelous and a wonderful experience at the US.
Absolutely.
So in hindsight, when you look at your decision, you consider it to be an excellent decision, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, coming to my next question. It's why did you choose public policy? Because public policy is a discipline which is multidisciplinary and it is considered to be somewhat complicated.
True.
Because there are so many other areas which creep into the domain of public policy. For example, economics, anthropology, history, finance, business, political science, etc., etc. So how did you come to this decision? And how did you choose this degree?
Yes, sir. So as you mentioned that public policy is an amalgamation of different disciplines. My bachelor's was in economics and finance. I did not want to get into pure economics or finance. That's why I chose public policy because, it involves a lot of different perspectives. You have finance, economics, law, and other subjects. And I wanted to be, I wanted to expand into these disciplines. Secondly, my family has a government background and I was always inspired by my father. He played an important role in policy making process. And for that, I think public policy plays an important part. And third, I personally feel that in today's world, where, you have ample opportunities if you study public policy. You can go into the development sector. You can practice finance. You can even go into the government side. So I felt that given all those opportunities, public policy was probably the best fit for me.
Great answer. And I think it's very elaborate and the viewers would benefit from your comprehensive answer. Moving on to my next question. Daniyal, America is an expensive place for pursuing higher education.
Correct.
And after choosing America and then public policy, what challenges did you face when you came to the final, decision of how would you finance your degree? And I would seek your answer in terms of, did you get any funding? Did you get any scholarship? Or you were a full tuition paying student? So what were the financial constraints or maybe incentives as far as America was concerned?
Sir, you're absolutely correct. US is an expensive destination. There's no doubt about it. I got accepted into 5 universities, but my final decision came down to the financial aspect. I was lucky enough that I was offered an 80% scholarship in Texas A&M University. I still remember my first year university fee was $11,000, but I was granted a scholarship of up to $8,000. So I only had to pay $2,000 from my own pocket. My academic scores were relatively good. My GRE score, I scored well in my GRE. So that played a part. But I feel in America, especially if you go towards the public policy field, there are ample scholarships available. I got scholarships from 3 out of 5 universities. But why I chose public policy was probably because I was getting a lot of funding over other universities.
Great. So your financial aspect was covered by the university to about 80%.
Correct, sir.
So how did you manage your living, boarding and lodging and your living expenses? Because tuition 11,000 was you, as you told,
Yes,
was
sir.
the per year tuition fee.
Yes.
And you got 8,000. So you had to pay 3,000 or 2,000?
2005.
2,500 around. And the rest was on your boarding and lodging. So
Yes.
how did you manage that?
Sir, so the first semester was difficult. I'll be very honest. I had to get support from my family. But once I settled in the university, I started a side job. I used to work in the library. That paid relatively well. And after the first semester, my GPA I think was above 3.5, which gave me an additional scholarship of around $1,500 per semester. I used that $1,500 for my rent and accommodation. I used a shared apartment. I used it with my friend. So that helped a lot. So my lesson will be, if you work hard, especially during your first semester, if you get a scholarship of above a certain threshold, you are compensated by the university.
Great. So again, I think good learning point from the viewers perspective who are aspiring again to study at the US and then trying to find a program which is funded by the university and how you can finance your boarding and lodging also. Now, coming to the next question, Daniyal, what do you think are the major aspects which an applicant or a candidate to a master's degree in the US should consider while preparing his or her application? I mean to say that, different weights are assigned to different aspects of your application.
Correct.
As you mentioned in one of your answers that your GRE was good. Maybe, there is a statement which you need to write, then letters of recommendation are there. So what do you think a candidate should spend time the most on, which aspect, and then how he or she should take into account different aspects while preparing a strong application to the US?
Yes. So that's a question I have been asked a lot. And my utmost advice to all people applying abroad will be to start early. The US application process is relatively lengthier as compared to others. You have to fill in a lot of documentation. So it's always better that you start early. One advantage of starting early is that you have chance to avail more scholarships, because if you apply when less people are applying, you have greater chance to acquiring scholarship. Then I would say seek help from friends, mentors, or there are a lot of educational institutions who are offering free scholarships or free educational assistance. In my case, the United States Education Foundation in Pakistan offered free consultation for anyone who is applying to the US. I visited their office. They asked me about my profile and they helped me narrow down the universities. Second, your academic statement of purpose should have a lot of research in it. You have to differentiate yourself from others. I don't mean when I say differentiate, you have to be the topper in your class, but you have to make your application relatively unique.
And it should stand out.
It should stand out. And it's not difficult to stand out. Just focus on your core competencies. Why do you want to pursue some internships that you've taken, some academic courses that you've taken? It's easy. And narrate your life story according to it. People waste a lot of their time on unnecessary metrics like writing a letter of recommendation from a principal. That really doesn't matter. Your life story should stick out. You should tell them why you're interested in your degree, and just give them some practical internships, job experiences that you have. The rest, obviously, GRE you need to study for it. IELTS, TOEFL you have to give. But if you start early and seek help like I did from professionals, you will land at a good university.
Great. Okay, Daniyal, post-study, what did you do? Did you stay in the US or come back to Pakistan immediately?
Sir, I stayed in the US. I worked for around 4 years, 2 of them at a multinational company, Oracle, and 2 of them at
Wow, Oracle is a big name, right?
Yes, sir. I was lucky enough to get enrolled in it, and 2 of them at an accounting company called RSL.
Wow, from public policy, you landed into Oracle and then you went into RSL accounting. What a diverse range of experience you mustered in the US.
Exactly, and that is the benefit of having a public policy. You can be accepted anywhere.
So viewers, I think this is the golden tip. Public policy is an interdisciplinary subject and it can land you at many places. Okay, please, sorry to interject here.
Sir, so 4 years in the US. Then I think 2 years back, I came back to Pakistan. and I started at a private institution. And I ended up currently I'm working at SPEDA, which is a government organization which focuses on small and medium enterprises. So thanks to public
Again,
policy-
a very versatile experience. Landed in a private sector university and then moving into a government organization.
Yes.
So again, I think credit goes to public policy,
public
right?
policy, and thanks to it, I've had a diverse experience and skill set.
Okay. So you spent about 3 years in the US?
4 years.
4 years. And for that, you got work visa or what was it?
Yes, sir. So I got a work visa.
It was J1?
It was J1, yes.
Okay.
Initially, I got it, and after 4 years, I got transitioned to a green card.
Okay. So you finally got the green card?
I got a green card, and then I came back.
Oh, so you finally secured your future in the US, that if you have to go back, you have the option. Anyway, so can you tell the viewers a little bit about the difference between F1 and J1 visa?
Yeah, sir. So J1 is F1 is a employment visa. If you directly go to the US, you need an F1 visa. But for a J1 visa, you have to, if you go as a student, you're eligible to work is immediately after your degrees.
So F1 is for educational purposes?
Yes.
And J1 is for after degree, for employment purpose?
For employment purposes, immediately after you pursue your degree.
Okay, so F1 is granted on your I-20, I guess?
Yes,
Which
right.
is the admission letter after you secure admission in your university.
Yes.
And you apply F1 visa at the US consulate or embassy in Pakistan. And then you, when you post-study, you want to work, you can get it converted to J1.
J1, yes.
Okay. So Daniyal, 3 exciting things which you want to share about the US. Apart from their academic excellence and the corporate, the way the corporate sector is developed, because you worked at Oracle, you worked at RSL, and you have had exposure. And you lived in the biggest state in the US. Texas is, I guess, the biggest state in terms of area.
Lived in Texas and California.
And California is the most beautiful state, I have heard. I haven't been to California. I've stayed in New York, and I stayed in most of my life. I stayed in the eastern part of the US. But 3 exciting things you want to tell the viewers about US.
Yes, sir. And number one, it's a very friendly country. People tell you it's racist. It's not. It's actually not. People are very friendly, and they accept you with open arms. It's very diverse. I've had friends from all across different cultures, different religions, and I've had lifetime experiences. And third, if you really work hard, it's the best place to live and succeed.
Okay, great. So it's definitely a land of opportunities.
100%.
And it's very welcoming. No doubt, no matter you are from Pakistan or Muslim background or ethnically, from any part of the world, they like to welcome talent. Exactly. They would like to retain talent. They would like to acquire talent, and that's why it is known as the land of opportunities. So, Daniyal, thank you so much for sparing time for us.
Thank you so much.
I think you're welcome, and it's our pleasure. And I think this video will be very valuable for those who really want to pursue their educational and job careers, professional careers in the US. We would also like to invite you in a future show about your experience at Oracle and RSL, and then moving back to Pakistan, your experience with university and now with the government.
Sure, I would love to be back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, viewers, for watching this video, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, tracks.pakistan, and stay tuned for more exciting videos.